Welcome back, 7th grade math class. We are working on lesson 91 today. And this lesson is about evaluating expressions where we have positive and negative numbers that we are going to be replacing our variables with. When it gives our instruction to evaluate, all it means is that we're going to replace the letters in our expression with their numeric value. In this case, it's going to tell us x equals something and y equals something. So wherever we see an x, we're going to give it that value. Whenever we see a y, we're going to give it the value they give to us, okay? So here's our first example. We've done these before, but as we work more with negative numbers, we're going to start adding more negative numbers into these type of problems, okay? So, when we have an expression like this, y minus xy minus x, it gets a little tricky when we have these subtraction signs and we start dealing with negative numbers, right? So one thing that will help you is before you replace your y's with a 2 and x's with a -3, if you will come down and put every variable in a parentheses, it will really help you to see what's happening, okay? So y minus xy minus x, I brought it down here and I put my y in a parentheses, subtract x times y in parentheses, subtract, and then I put my x in parentheses, okay? So now when I replace my x's and my y's, it's very clear what operation I am doing, okay? So, my y is 2, x is -3. So instead of a y, I'm going to put a 2 minus x is -3 times y is 2 minus x is -3. Okay, so now my expression is 2 minus -3 times 2 minus a -3. So now our order of operations comes into play. Okay, I've got a subtraction, but here I have multiplication. That comes before subtraction. -3 times +2 gives me a -6. So now I just rewrite 2 minus -6 minus a -3. So now I don't have anything left except adding and subtracting. So I'm going to come through here and change my subtractions to algebraic addition. I'm going to add the opposite, okay? So 2 minus a -6. Instead of minus a -6, I'm going to add the opposite of -6 is +6, okay? Then I have minus a -3. Instead of subtraction, I'm going to add, and the opposite of -3 is +3. So now I have all additions, okay? Addition here, addition here. 2 plus a +6. These two together give me a +8 plus a +3. Same sign, add and keep, and my answer is 11. Okay? So pause the video, and I want you to evaluate this expression. X plus y minus xy, and give x a value of -4, and give y a value of -2. Remember, take this down and put all the variables in parentheses before you start replacing, okay? So go ahead and pause and complete this evaluation. Okay, so x is -4 in parentheses, plus my y is -2 in parentheses, minus, now I have a multiplication here, -4 times -2. Okay, order of operation says multiplication comes before addition, okay, or subtraction. So I'm going to multiply it. A -4 times a -2 gives me a +8. So then I just rewrite everything. -4 plus -2 minus +8. Okay, so we had a minus here, right? Instead of subtracting, we're going to do algebraic addition. We're going to add the opposite. Subtraction turns into addition. The opposite of +8 is -8. Now I'm going to rewrite -4 plus -2 plus -8. -4 plus -2 gives me -6 plus a -8. Same sign, add and keep, and my final answer is -14. Okay? Now, another thing that we can do with these evaluations is check to see if a solution is true. Okay? So take this occasion. Sam said the solution to 2x minus 4 equals 10 is 7. So what this means is that Sam thinks that x is 7. Okay? So we can substitute the x with 7 to check if he is correct. Okay, so instead of an x, we're going to replace it with what Sam said the answer is, which is a 7. Okay? So we've got 2. We're saying x is 7. So 2 times 7 minus 4 is equal to 10. And then we just work it out with our order of operations. Multiplication comes first. 14 minus 4 is equal to 10. 14 minus 4 is 10, is equal to 10. Is that true? Does 10 equal 10? Yes. So, yay, Sam is correct. X does equal 7. Okay? Go ahead and pause this and complete A through F on your practice set. And then when you're done with that, restart the video and we'll check your practice set. Okay, the first one is x plus xy minus y when x is 3 and y is 2. I'm going to come on this other side. Let's go ahead and use our parentheses. Instead of an x, we're going to use 3 plus x times y. So this is going to be 3 times a negative 2 minus y, and y is negative 2. Okay? So we have an addition, we have multiplication, we have a subtraction. So our multiplication comes first. 3 times a negative 2 is negative 6. So I'm going to use my eraser here and give this a negative 6. So now I have 3 plus negative 6 minus negative 2. Again, we have a subtraction. We're going to change it to algebraic addition. I'm going to add the opposite. Okay? Now I just have adding and subtracting from left to right. A positive 3 plus a negative 6. This is opposite. Opposites subtract. Subtract a 6 and a 3, and I get 3. Keep the sign of the bigger one. Negative 3 plus positive 2. Opposites subtract. Subtract a 3 and a 2, I get 1. I keep the sign of the bigger one. My final result is negative 1. Okay? B. They gave us using m's and n's this time. Okay? So let's replace our variables with the values. This is a negative n. So negative 2, or you could say subtract minus a negative 2. Okay, remember at this point, subtract and negative, we need to start thinking about them as meaning the same thing. Plus n is negative 5 minus m times n, negative 2 times negative 5. Okay? So I've got addition, subtraction, multiplication. Negative 2 times negative 5 gives me a positive 10. So I'm going to replace this with a positive 10. Okay? So I have negative 2, which also you can think about is the opposite of negative 2, or instead of subtraction, I'm going to add the opposite. Add the opposite of negative 2 is positive 2. Okay? So this just, a positive 2 is just 2. Okay? 2 plus a negative 5. Opposite subtract, a 5 and a 2, and I get 3. Keep the sign of the bigger one, it's negative. So now I have another subtraction. I'm going to add the opposite. So plus a negative 10. These are the same sign. I can add their absolute values and keep the sign. The final result is negative 13. Okay? Okay. Now this next one is a little different. They want us to check if negative 4 could be the value of x in this equation. 4x plus 25 equals 9. So that means we need to take x and replace it with a negative 4 to see if this equation is true. So 4 times, we're saying x is negative 4 plus 25 equals 9. Well, 4 times negative 4 is negative 16. Negative 16 plus 25 equals 29. Well, I've got to combine these two numbers. Opposites, so I subtract their absolute values. If I subtract 25 and 16, I get 9. I take the sign of the bigger one, which is positive. This should not be 29 here. This should be just a 9. Okay, so on this side I have 9 is equal to 9, and that is true. 9 is equal to 9. So that means negative 4 is the value of x. Okay, now D is here. I'm going to change colors because it's a lot of blue. We're saying to check if negative 5 could be the value of x in this equation. 3x plus 7 equals 8. So instead of an x, we're going to use negative 5. 3 times negative 5 plus 7 is equal to 8. 3 times the negative 5 is negative 15 plus 7 is equal to 8. These are opposites, so I'm going to subtract their absolute value. Subtract their absolute value and I get 8. Take the sign of the bigger one, that's negative. Negative 8 equal to 8. I've got a problem here. That is not true. Negative 8 is not equal to 8. So this does not check out. X cannot be negative 5 in this equation. So no, that one does not check. Okay? Okay. Now these two say solve and check. Okay? Now, when we solve it, we go through our questions about what's happening to the variable, how do I undo it, and all that stuff, okay? So here's our variable, it's an x. What's happening to the x? It's getting multiplied by 4. How do I undo multiply by 4? Divide by 4 on both sides. If I divide by 4 here, that cancels, which is what I want. Divide by 4 here. Negative 20, divide by 4. X equals negative divided by positive is negative. 20 divided by 4 is 5. X equals negative 5. But the second part says to check ourselves. So to check ourselves, I would put a negative 5 in for x. 4 times negative 5 equal to negative 20 from our original problem. 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Yes, that is equal to negative 20. Last one. Negative 2x is equal to 16. What's happening to x? It's being multiplied by negative 2. How do I undo multiply by negative 2? Divide by negative 2 on both sides. This cancels and becomes 1, which leaves me with 1x, which is what I want. 16 divided by negative 2, positive divided by a negative gives me a negative. 16 divided by 2 gives me 8. So I'm saying x is equal to negative 8. So now I need to check myself. Instead of x, I'm going to use a negative 8. Negative 2 times negative 8 is equal to 16. Negative times negative gives me a positive. 2 times 8 is 16. Positive 16 is equal to positive 16. We solved it correctly. Okay? Okay, guys. I hope you understood today's lesson. I hope you're going to have a great day, and I miss you all. It's very difficult to teach a math lesson with nobody in here. I miss your faces. You guys take care and have a great day. See you soon. Bye.